coming here on this beautiful, rare spring, warm spring afternoon. I really appreciate you coming out. I know it's a sacrifice, but you'll have fun, I promise. My name is Janet DeJean-Newton. It's my privilege and honor to teach English, drama, and speech here at Plymouth High School, where I have been since 2001. Oh my goodness. And this is a group of students, the Amph-Rats acting company, the advanced acting group, that I know I can trust to challenge with interesting material. Over the years, the group has grown so much, from doing small pieces to full-length plays. And once I get a roster of students, I look at it and think, oh my goodness, what am I going to do with these kids? I had 20 kids this semester, 10 boys and 10 girls, all incredibly talented. And I had seen this play, the Governor Inspector, done several years ago at Milwaukee Rep, and I thought, oh, it's one of those funny, awesome, classic pieces of literature I'd love to share with my kids. And I introduced it to them, and I said, the only problem with this, guys, is that there are too many parts. Would you be game to double cast? They said, yes, we would be happy to do this. We want to share this opportunity with our friends. So that's what they have done. They double cast. So today you're seeing the last show, and that cast performed on Friday night, so they're excited to share their work with you. It's a delightfully funny piece, kind of timeless, set in 1830s Russia, and it was adapted by a contemporary playwright, and the audiences have asked, is this material really the way it's written? Yeah, it is. It's still quite relevant. And this year we are really pleased to have a theater design and technology class. So this class was introduced for the first time, and those students contributed to the development of this quirky looking set. It might look a little funky, but there's a lot of thought that went into this, and we don't have a budget, so we dig out what we might have backstage, duct tape, piecemeal it together. But there are some interesting concepts that we had to address. We're dealing with a tile floor, and we had to have two doors that opened up. So how do we do that? Well, we bolt them to this and to that and make sure we don't put serious dings on the floor. And then there's some color designs and what have you, different thoughts that went into this. So it was such a treat to work with a group of kids who could focus on just that. And the costumes are kind of pieced together from what we have downstairs. But we do look at the silhouettes from the time periods. That's what I suggest the students do. Let's see if we can at least attack that kind of an image. And I think they did a nice job. So I will be quiet, but heads up, we do have another show in 4 weeks, to be written yet. It's our original piece. The theme is, we'll get there. The theme is relationships. Every year we come up with something. Has anyone seen the original stuff we've done here? It's always amazing, yay! Last year we did one, it was called Backstage, pay no attention to the cast backstage. Pay no attention to this cast back, whatever it is. It's on the wall. Just look at it. So anyway, this one is called Relationships, and the kids, or it's about relationships, and the kids are going to develop something, having interviewed senior citizens on multiple age groups. So that'll be interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing them put it together. We also have a couple comedy shows coming up, and there are concerts. So thank you to the support of the arts in our community, because that's why we can do this kind of thing here. So I'll be quiet and let the kids take over. Ready? Ready. Here we go. Good. Turn away.
For niceties, friends, I have grave news. A government inspector is on his way from the capital as we speak.
What?
Yes, A government inspector, incognito with secret instructions.
An inspector from the capital!
Coming to our town?
And just when things are going so well.
I know, but last night I had a premonition. I dreamt that I was here at my desk when something caused me to look up at the window, and there, staring in at me, their eyes burning red, were two enormous rats. Then they stole in, slithered around, sniggered an evil laugh, then stole away as they had come.
Were they the rats from Shapinsky's restaurant? Because even the rats at Shapinsky's are enormous for Shapinsky's.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
You hope it was a nightmare, those rats from Shapinsky's.
How did you come upon this information about an inspector?
I received a letter from my brother-in-law, Mykov, who works at the capital. Dear Anton Antonovich, well, it's been a quiet week in St. Petersburg, boring and tedious. Oh, but what will interest you is this. An inspector has been sent to investigate various provinces with special emphasis on the towns in your district. Now I know that you are an honest public servant, whose selfless sacrifice would humble a nun. But even the incorruptible have been known to cut corners when the world is round. So beware this inspector, as he may turn up in any moment in any guise. In other news, your sister has gained so much weight, I've taken up the cello, so I'll have something smaller to hold on to. Oh, well, you win the import. And to think how smug I was whenever they lowered the boom on some other town, some other mayor.
But why us? Why now?
The question isn't why he's coming, it's that he is coming, and we've got to prepare. First, the new hospital. We got so much money to build. How many patients are there at present?
None. The rooms are too small. We can't get the beds through the door. Your cousin, the contractor, doesn't seem to understand the concept of scale.
Well, then get a carpenter and build some beds inside the rooms.
And what size of patients should we put in them? These are tiny rooms we are discussing.
How tiny?
Beshke the dwarf might squeeze in if he scores.
Okay, empty the kindergarten and put the children into the rooms. Then change the sign above the door to say, Children's Hospital.
And what about our good doctor here? I know we got a good deal from whatever exchange program he's from whatever country he is from, but no one understands a word he is saying.
Belton Strong, Kedupa Paka Poka.
Chief of surgery, it's a problem.
If he doesn't speak the language, then how does he treat the patients?
We had to do away with treatment. Current policy is, if a patient is meant to recover, he recovers. And if he is meant to die, he dies rather quickly.
And the good doctor goes along with this policy?
The nurses told him a sentence.
Let nature take its course.
It works surprisingly well with the more religious patients.
Next, the judiciary. Judge, your court is full of crap.
Now that's a matter of opinion.
No, I am referring to the geese. Your bailiff is raising the jury box. The place is hip-high in dung. I want them out.
But the goslings are about to hatch, and the sound they make when they come out of their eggs is so cute. I will have my bailiff take care of it immediately.
Good. Next, the school.
What's wrong with the school?
School's fine. Problems with teachers. That mumbly one with a stutter and stammer.
The speech instructor?
Yes. I observed him last week at the blackboard, rearranging the letters of the Tsar's name to spell dirty words. I want him fired at once.
Fired? You can't fire a teacher. Have you ever read a teacher's contract? It's not possible.
But he's always got those liver and sardines in his beard. Surely that must be some health issue.
He claims he stores it in there in case he ever gets dizzy after lunch. He says he can taste any recipe he's ever had just by sucking on his mustache.
Well, surely there must be some provision for dismissal.
Excuse me, are we discussing bribes? Because if we're discussing bribes, I freely admit I will in favor of whichever client offers me the biggest one. But I never take it in money. It's always in farm animals and game, my friend.
A bribe is a bribe.
Not if you eat it.
It's a bribe if you eat it, and it's a bribe if you drink it.
Is it a bribe if you wear it like a new silk shawl or a big floppy feather?
If you're referring to my wife, I will have you know that she is obliged to accept the occasional ceremonial trinket. Why shouldn't she go through town wearing them?
She should go through town wearing the ceremonial banknotes she accepts too.
My wife does not take
She's
bribes!
the only woman in town who goes shopping with an empty purse and comes back with it full.
Well, now I will.
You see?
Oh, enough! We're all guilty. It's just the particulars are a little bit different. A patient gets a better room if they drop a kopeck on the admitting desk.
And if he is small.
A failing student is made head of the class if their father donates a new gymnasium,
And we have the 6 finest gymnasiums in the district.
and a litigant wins his case if he lets the judge ingest the odd chicken, the odd goose, the odd cow.
Look at the price I paid!
Forgive my tardiness, friends. You've heard the news, no doubt, about the government inspector.
How did you find out about it at the post office?
I opened your letter. Not for any bad reason. I just want to see what was in it.
What's the assessment of the situation then?
You opened my letter?
I open everyone's letters. It's nothing personal. I actually have one for you. Your mother died. Sorry.
You open every letter that goes through your office?
Oh, yes, I collect them. Take these 3. Dear Dimitri, I love you, I love you. I love you. Tell me you love me too. Love, Irina. And this one. Dear Dimitri, I wrote you 2 weeks ago and no response. Please, I beg you, write so I know if you return my love. Love, Irina. And this last one. Oh, heartless one! 2 months have passed since I wrote you my first letter. As you obviously despise me, I have decided to enter a convent. May you burn in hell! Well, Irina, it's almost tragic.
Your Excellency, Mayor!
I have news.
I have news!
Feel free, it was my news.
We did not.
Oh, you lie.
I do not.
You do.
I do not.
You do, and you know you do.
I do not do. It's you who do.
All right, Bob Chinsky, you first.
Well,
A government inspector is investigating our town.
hey!
You started too slow.
Said well.
You were going to say, well, this morning the rooster had a cold.
I was not. Although the rooster really is central to
If one of you doesn't tell me what happened, I will have you both arrested for being irritating.
All right.
A government inspector. Wait, I said that already, did I? Did I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. The government inspector is investigating our town.
We know that.
You do?
Where did you hear it from?
The postmaster.
Gossip is fun.
So you all know about the inspector from St. Petersburg?
Yes,
we
stupid
do.
fat idiots. And the secret instructions and the incognito?
Yes.
Of course.
And that he's at the inn as we speak?
Yeah.
Repeat that.
What?
Repeat that or I will kill you.
The government inspector
He's at the inn.
as we speak.
Start with the rooster.
Well, this morning the rooster got a cold, so I got up late, which meant I didn't get to meet up with Pyotr Ivanovich at the blacksmith until 11. But once I got to the blacksmith, we bumped into the innkeeper's wife.
She's pregnant, did you know? She and Vlas are hoping to give birth to a little innkeep.
She better hope she doesn't give birth to a little blacksmith.
And held the lunch special at the inn.
It's Thursday, so it's the pork.
So we go to the inn. And we sit at our usual table when Vlas comes up to us and says,
Let me do Vlas. You always do Vlas with a lisp.
I don't lisp,
Of course you lisp.
just with S words.
You can lisp by saying the word knock.
Go ahead.
Say so Vlas says.
Why?
To set it up.
They know you're doing Vlas.
Please?
So Vlas says,
Excuse me, gentlemen, but I must see this fellow from the city. That was Vlas.
Yes. You win the best floss competition.
So, we sit, and in walks,
the man himself. Not handsome,
but not ugly, not flashy,
but not dowdy. Well cut coat,
city shoes,
Go, detective.
as if he owned the place.
Did he act like an inspector?
Oh, did he?
After he and Vlas speak, the fellow passes our table, and he says, I see you like the pork.
Oh, I can see that seeing you walk down the street.
Can we not?
We say, yes, yes, we do like the pork.
And what he do?
He writes it down.
I wouldn't write it down.
And you said he checked into the inn when? This morning?
Oh, he's been here a week.
What does the stamp on that letter say?
4th of the month.
This month or last?
Well, it got here, didn't it?
Jesus, he's been in town for a week. That's 7 days. God made the world in 7 days, and then some idiot dressed as a fruit salesman snuck on in and messed the whole thing up. Smetana, what have I done this week?
Evicted the corporal's widow, had the corporal's widow jailed for vagrancy, flogged the corporal's widow.
Not bad.
Well, it was a short week, the holiday.
All right, clean up everything we haven't cleaned up already for whatever reason we haven't given. Then post an officer in every corner. The tall one, Hugovitsen.
Drunk.
How?
He went out on a drunken disturbance and came back drunk.
Well, throw a bucket of water on him.
We did. The bucket knocked him out.
Well, dress Flagel the mute boy in Hugovitsen's uniform. Then march him past the inspector's window at 3-minute intervals. Then every time he rounds the corner, give him a hat and a new wig. Inspector will think we've got the largest police force in the entire country. Oh, and don't leave any eyesores unattended either. A decrepit old fence that's been falling down outside of Kropotkin's shop for 2 years, throw it into the dump.
Sir, we don't have a dump.
Well, then where have people been dumping their trash?
Behind the fence at Kropotkin's.
Well, then tear down Kropotkin's and throw it into itself. It's the new dump. As for any other building around town that's falling down, put up a sign in front of it that says, Men at Work, future site of something much better than whatever is already here.
Yes, sir.
You go back to the post office and open every letter that comes through. Any letter from any merchant or shopkeeper, or letter of complaint on its way to the capital. I want it diverted to me at once.
Sir, we are the Postal Service. They will be diverted in due time.
Good. Get my hat and my sword!
What are you going to do?
Form a delegation. It's time we met this government inspector.
Well, there's a protocol to forming a delegation. It's elected officials first, then business leaders, clergymen, the town rooster, peasants, serfs, workers, and then women, I think.
The only one I want with me is him.
What about me?
I thought he was you.
We both got him. Can't we both go?
There's not enough room in the troika.
I can run behind.
What's the fellow's name?
Lestikov.
Oh, God above, I swear on the life of my wife and daughter that if you get me out of this one, I will never accept a bribe. On Sunday. At church ever again. Friends, it's time we showed this government inspector the sort of town he's dealing with. Hat! Thank you.
Anton! Anton! Oh, really? You made us miss everything living in front of your mirror. When will you learn? Real beauty is natural.
Mother, if they scraped off all your makeup, they would find a head underneath the size of a walnut.
I know it's a hat box, I know! Why do you look like a lamp in a brothel?
I'm attired to meet the government inspector.
How did you find out?
I have an understanding with the postal service. So, is he an officer? Who's his family? How much money does he have?
Why are you so concerned about his pedigree?
You may not have noticed, but your daughter is a girl in need of a husband, and I won't have her marrying some local idiot with a big forehead. No offense, Pyotr Ivanovich.
Pyotr Ivanovich has your forehead? I have the list.
Now is not the time to be thinking about Margaret's happiness. Now I have a lot of balls to juggle today, and I would greatly appreciate it if neither you nor her did anything to bring down the wrath of the Tsar upon us. Is that understood, O unforeseen outcome of my human youth?
Yes, Papa.
And you, O cold and clotted thing that used to be human.
Oh, yes.
Good. Hatch! Let's go. Door.
Maria, why don't you go upstairs and slip into something fetching and snug that shows a bit of skin?
I promised Father I wouldn't do anything to bring shame on us.
And I promise to love, honor, and obey him, and look where that got me. A town where people eat soup with their hands. Now go!
Oh, I hate you, Mother! I hate you, I hate you, I hate you!
A government inspector who? Hurdy, Mashenka! Hurdy, hurdy, hurdy!
Oh. Oh. Oh.
You can go back to posing now.
I wasn't posing. I was just trying to look presentable after the one day which I shall no longer be able to present myself to anyone ever again.
Oh yeah, you're gonna end it all with Rather-Rumming. Shame on your good name.
You don't believe I'll kill myself?
Not as long as there's a mirror left in Russia. Not as long as there's one soft bed, one bottle of brandy, and one woman who still believes men can change.
Joseph, I'm at the end of my tether. That cavalry officer I met down at the bar took everything I had in one roll of the dice. I've pawned my stick pins, my cufflinks, my cane, and now I can't even scrape up enough money to pay for a meal or this ghastly little room. Now this innkeeper says he won't let me reside on credit anymore. Should I not kill myself?
No, you make a good argument.
Joseph, I'm sorry to leave you like this. You've been my only friend, you know.
I'm not your friend, I'm your servant.
You've behaved like a friend.
You've misunderstood the signals.
I thought some time away from the city would change me for the better. I vowed to him, I'll live frugally, I'll sleep under the stars. Oh, why did I always have to have the best rooms, the best carriages? Drinks for everyone, charge it to me. Oh, when will I learn?
You won't. You're going to kill yourself. Here, let me help you.
But there must be some meaning I can gain from all this, even now at the end, moments before my personal oblivion.
No, life is short. Then you kill yourself.
But the truth must be known, that I'm nothing but a low-level government clerk from Saratov, whose poor father has indulged in him far too often, and whose tongue, once loosed by liquor, can't help but exaggerate his station.
Trust me, I'll spread the word once you're gone. Now, don't pull the trigger. Squeeze it.
But if I do this, won't I be taking the coward's way out?
No, you're being very brave. Here, let me shoot you myself.
Perhaps I need to suffer first.
Fine, the first shot will leave a painful wound, and I'll beat you to death with a rock.
No, Osip, you're too kind. But no!
We do this every day.
From now on, no more drinking, no more gambling, no more pretending to be better than I am. From this point forth, I shall lead an honest, simple, and courageous life.
What do you think you're doing? If I was any taller, you'd have killed me.
Well, your diminutive stature is as fortuitous as your sudden entrance, as I am quite hungry.
My master already told you. You don't pay the bill, you can't eat the food. You have 200 rubles for the room, meals, and liquor, and that doesn't count the bullet holes.
Have I not explained that I am awaiting a rich check from my father to erase all my debts?
Have I not explained that no money, no food, you don't pay the bill, he'll send for the authorities to put you in jail?
I must hold my temper to keep my newfound humility. Peasant, tell your master that he must realize that, regardless of the circumstances, a man must eat. Tell him that sustenance freely given is an act of charity that shineth its goodness on the giver as much as on he for whom it is given. Tell him that maybe a stinking little swine like him can go without food for days, but I can't feed off my fat. Now go! Now we'll get some service. After that, we'll find a way to get back to St. Petersburg. Ah, St. Petersburg, how I miss it. In Petersburg, if you stay up all night, you can sleep at your desk all the next morning. In Petersburg, if you don't have enough money to pay for a cab, you say, "Wait here, cabby." Then you dash in the front door of a house and out the back door. As long as it's not a house you actually live in, you're fine.
Master says this is the last time.
Tell your master I'm grateful. And tell him I'm sorry I slapped him in front of the staff. I shouldn't have done that. I should have slapped him in private. Now what have we?
It's Thursday, so we'll say it's pork.
This has teeth marks in it.
You're lucky it doesn't have good teeth.
Someone already ate this?
Well, the pig didn't bite itself.
Oh, what else is there?
Cabbage pie, cabbage soup, something brown made from cabbage, and cabbage.
Here now. I went from table to table at lunchtime noting what your other guests were having, and none of them were given this slop.
If you don't want it.
Oh, no. I won't let you force this on unsuspecting guests. It's so tough I can barely chew it.
You're obviously not the first person to say that.
Let's see if the cabbage has gone bad. Let's see. Well, it's impossible to tell if cabbage has gone bad, but soup's actually rather good. But surely it's chicken.
No,
Then why does it have feathers in it?
because the rats in the kitchen like to wear feathers.
The mayor's here to see the gentleman.
So bring him up.
You bring him up.
I don't take orders from you. I'm your mother.
I hate you, Mother! I hate you! I hate you!
Did she say the mayor's come to see me?
There's police outside too.
Police?
See that one? He and his three twin brothers have been by 6 times.
That's 18 police. They're going to arrest me for non-payment of bills and slapping an innkeep. Oh, why did that have to be my last bullet? How will I kill myself now?
You could finish the soup.
Joseph, go down to the stable and wheedle the coach. Promise its driver he'll be paid the minute we reach the city.
Right.
I'm Andreyevich Lestikov! Is your master in?
Well...
Get out of my way!
Don't close your door. Ow!
Sir!
Sir?
Sir?
Sir? Sir?
My friend couldn't come.
Sit.
We prefer to stand.
I insist.
Then we'll sit! I am Anton Antonovich Skovnik Dumakanovsky. Mayor here. Ah, yes. This is Pyotr Ivanovich Dobchinsky, one of the local landowners.
We like pork.
I'm sure you do. They're trying to throw me off my guard by employing non-sequiturs. I must use bluster and bluff.
So my spies tell me you're from the capital.
I am, yes, from the capital, verily.
Traveling about,
From town to town.
seeing the sights here and there, and you've been in our town for what now? A whole week?
Actually, I haven't seen much of the town beyond this room.
Ah, well, this room isn't representative of the whole town. This town's got streets and ditches and homeless, engine and tires.
Stop! Actually, we were hoping to entice you out of this room.
Oh, to where?
A few of the sights you might have missed.
Such as...
The hospital, the school, the jail.
No!
He's so firm, so commanding.
I think I wet myself.
He's obviously a man with a quick trigger. I must assuage him somehow.
He's obviously a man who toys with his prey. I must throw myself upon his mercy.
Good sir!
Before you go any further, I want you to know that
This is not what you would hope to find on your visit, I know. But as soon as I heard you were at the inn,
How did you know that I was here?
Lies told us!
What was that?
Nothing.
Lies told us!
Is there someone inside you?
Hello!
Oh, heavens, there are two of you. I thought I was hallucinating. How on earth do people tell you apart?
Oh, I'm the one with the broken nose.
What we were trying to tell you was that Vlas told us about you.
He
So-
did?
So you see, I had to come over straight away.
Understand me. Every other town I've visited, there hasn't been a single problem. If I have money in my pocket, I don't step foot outside my hotel.
Money in his pocket? He's telling me he takes bribes!
He hasn't arrested me yet. Perhaps if I confess to owing the 200 rubles, he'll go easy on me. I see you have quite a constabulary patrolling outside. Tell me, is this your normal practice?
When dealing with a man of your sort, yes.
My sort?
Well, in a case such as this.
Ah, I see. And what would you imagine would be the outcome of such a case?
Well, if everything isn't as it should be, I'd imagine there'd be a price to pay.
If this price I confess to you to be 200 rubles, you would say?
Oh, here! Here! Take it! Call it a loan.
A loan?
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yes, we loan money to everybody who comes through our town. That's what it says on the sign. The town that loans.
You're giving this to me.
Legally, no. In actuality, yes.
Perhaps you could explain this in a way I can understand.
It's a sort of reimbursement program we initiated to bring in business types and tourists to our locale. Sort of a, if you're willing to be here, we're willing to pay you to stick through it. So, if there are any other expenses you've incurred during your stay, we'd be happy to defray those as well.
Well, the lunch isn't paid for.
You ordered the soup with feathers?
Oh my Jesus! They gave him the rat soup! Oh, sir! I apologize on behalf of the inn, on behalf of the staff, on behalf of the whole town. We, sir, are men of the world.
And what about these two?
They're in their own world. Surely, men such as us should come to some sort of an agreement.
Well, I understand every town has its way of doing it.
Oh, I beg you! Have mercy! The merchants, the townsfolk, they all lie. And that woman who said I had her flogged, she flogged herself.
I'm not following the whole peasants and merchants thing, but the widow who flogs herself sounds interesting.
So, how much is the lunch? I say about 200 rubles.
200?
Oh, then 3, 4, and another 100 to cover the tip.
You still here?
Good woman. Go downstairs and tell your master he is preparing a special repast for this gentleman.
Who's gonna pay?
It's on the house.
Whose house? Yours? You never pay your bills either.
The city will pay for it. Now go! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here!
That was impressive.
Yes, he's never better than when he's shouting at women.
Well, I appreciate the offer of lunch, but the food they sent up before, the place should really be cited.
Oh, consider it done. A citation and a fine. Oh, and while we're at it, why don't we just close down the whole kitchen?
That might be going a bit too far.
Oh, no! It's always been bad.
Yes, the whole inn's gotten very run down.
Doesn't anybody even stay here anymore?
Just out of town.
Man, if your station deserves so much better. If only. No. Suddenly, I find myself so shy. You would do me the honor of staying with me.
Would there be other people there?
The guest room is large, the bed is comfortable, and my wife's cooking. We'll eat out a lot.
I'm still not sure. I really should be getting back on the road.
Oh no! It's getting dark, and there are bandits, and you don't have the look of somebody who carries a pistol, I wager.
No, of course not.
Oh, great, it's settled.
Well, how can I refuse such a generous and improbable people? It would be my pleasure.
Splendid! We'll have your things sent over at once.
Why, a big lunch, and a visit to the mayor's, and new friends. And to think I thought you came here because I slapped the innkeep.
I'll tell you what, once we close up the kitchen and have lunch, we'll all slap the innkeep.
Grusha! What are you doing? I was putting out the spittoon. Grusha, our guest is a gentleman from the capital, very cultured, very sophisticated. Put out the crystal spittoon. Better? Not I still prefer the black. Well, think of yellow as a very light shade of black. And you're wearing pink. Pink makes a man think of youth and beauty and the blush of a rose on a summer's day. Mother, the blush is off of the rose, and the rose is off of the bush. Now, I won't have that kind of talk when the inspector arrives. Men don't like women with a tongue like yours. Oh, really?
Ana Jalapeno! Greetings, Ana Amiga!
What have you got on your nose?
A bandage.
He was listening at a keyhole.
With his nose? You are stupid, aren't you?
You're looking very lovely today, Maria Antomowana.
Go away. What's he like, this man from St. Petersburg?
Oh, very cultured. Very sophisticated.
Yes, yes, does he speak French?
He has the look of a guy who speaks French.
And if he doesn't, I bet he speaks Russian with a French accent.
What does it matter to you? You don't speak French. Of course I do! And purr! So, what can you tell me about him? Is he married?
He's never made mention of a wife.
But then, I've never met a man away from whom who did.
Oh, well, I'll find out. I can spot an available man from 1,000 yards with the sun in my eyes.
That's how I am with cheese.
This one says he works for the fellow who's come to stay.
Where's the guest room?
I told him we don't have a guest room. Of course we do. No, we don't. Yes, we do. It's the room that looks like the room my husband and I sleep in. You've got a twitch in your eye. Oh, Grusha will have the footman take these up. What footman? The footman that looks an awful lot like you when nobody is looking. Now, my good man, I'm not asking you to tell tales out of school, but your master, he's rather high up in terms of status, isn't he?
Oh, he'll be loath to admit just how high his status is.
Oh, what kind of eyes does he like in a woman?
Open? It's not a requirement.
Oh, wife, are you at home? It's them!
It's Anton! Jesus was born derrière! Entre, por favor! Open the door!
Now this is a room. And that's a big dress.
Bienvenue, my toy mansion petite.
What? Yes.
And this is our daughter, Maria. Hello. Give him your hand. Hello. Here's my hand.
Oh, and our maid, Grusha.
I know, Grusha, that you will never wash that hand again.
Never have. Never will. Oh, why don't you sit?
Thank you. None of the other towns I visited showed me anything.
We took our friend on a little tour.
Oh, what did you like most of our many attractions?
The hospital, maybe. Crouching down to look at all those little sick kids with the red blotches on their faces.
Oh, yes,
Yes.
dreadful blotches.
Awful. What did you use?
He splattered them with P2s.
We'll be able to cure them, won't you?
Let nature take its course.
Wise wisdom.
Hutalavu.
What else did you like?
The sports building with the little school attached, that was impressive. But who are those strange people being taken out back and put in that wagon?
Asylum inmates on their way back to the sanitarium. We let them visit the school once a year so the young people learn not to throw things at them.
Very liberal-minded. And I can't leave out the courthouse. I apologize for lighting my cigar inside. That fellow who caught fire, is he all right?
My bailiff, yes, he was put out almost immediately.
Well, I've never seen somebody go up that fast. Struck the match and whoosh! 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 Yes, well, do tell him I enjoyed the snack he made me. The,
Pate de foie gras.
Yes, delicious.
Oh, there's a lot more where that came from.
And this all falls under the mayor's purview?
In a town this small, everything is the mayor's business.
It is a lot to manage for one man. How do you do it all?
Oh, I don't think about it. Public service is a calling, and I am the one who heard it call.
Come and get it.
Stop!
You know, you don't have to tell me about government work. I have a position myself, you know. I even write about it sometimes.
Oh, you do?
Little poems and verses to pass the time in the office.
Oh, would you favor us with one?
Wait! Stop, think a while. Where, oh where did I put that file? Well, I should see if my servant has everything in order. Is he?
He's in the kitchen.
Won't be a moment.
Oh, hurry back! Well, has he said why he's here? How high up he is?
He's keeping up the pretense of being some low-level government clerk in some obscure no-place on his way to visit his father in Saratov.
Well, he has no choice. He's incognito.
There must be some way to make him spill the beans.
My bailiff filled him with 6 mugs of beer. You think it would have made him spill something by now?
I hinted around and tried to give him an opening.
Thank you, Osip. Thank you very much.
He's coming back!
Quick! Everyone make it look like we weren't talking about him.
Oh, why you're back? And look at our poor manners, why we haven't offered you an aperitif.
Well, I don't think I could take another one of those beers.
Mayonnaise, oh, con ser, no cerveza por two. Anton, make our guest a cordial, will you?
Certainly.
Oh, I'm afraid I really have to say no. The truth is, too much imbibing and,
Oh, now
secrets all divulged.
this is not what one would call imbibing, no. This is just one of our locally made wines.
You make wine here.
Oh, and very proud of it we are, too. In the next 10 years, we want to be one of the best small family-owned vintners in this south-central portion of our district.
Well, I'm still not sure I should have...
Oh, but now is the time of day that we make our daily toast to the Tsar.
The Tsar.
Yes, the Tsar. Can't say no to a toast to him, can I? Seeing as it's just a tiny glass.
To the Tsar!
The Tsar.
Viscous, and yet so bubbly.
Leave anything in a jug long enough, and it ferments.
No, why, Anton, our guest's glass is empty.
Oh no, that's quite all right.
Oh, but now is the time that we make our daily toast to, the Tsarina! You do the honors.
Yes, to the Tsarina. Looks like the Tsar, only she doesn't wear a dress.
The Tsarina!
Looks like the Tsar, but doesn't wear the dress.
And now we make our toast to the late Tsar!
Yes, to the late Tsar. He was a good Tsar, but late. As was his father, the late Tsar, and if you're planning on going up the line of succession, the many late Tsars that came before him, and the ones who came before the ones after them.
To the late Tsar!
The
Late
early
Now he's dead. There are other ones down the line. Goes on for a while. Keep dying.
It's the best town I visited on my whole trip. Yes, Yes, this town 1 week, another the next. Oh, you know my Princess Count friends say I'm too extravagant. But it's the only way I can find light and beauty to balance the demands of the department. Yes, that's what we call it, you know, the department. We can never call it by its full name, otherwise it'd be too long and too scary. The Department of...
My heart.
Or the Department of... No, you don't! But it doesn't matter how high up the ladder you climb, or how many times the Tsar awards you a medal, or kisses you on both cheeks. He's a wonderful kisser, the Tsar. But the people out there guzzling their swill and feeding their food and only caring for themselves makes a highly placed government official with immunity from prosecution want to leap out from his palace and scream to the faceless masses, "You stupid faceless masses! Why don't you have faces? Are you stupid? You don't deserve the despotic tyranny we give you. You deserve a much lower level of despotic tyranny. Abandon hope, all ye who enter me, for I am he who shall uncover all crimes and mete out the fearful punishment." Why are you all staring at me?
So we can see you.
You're a nice man.
I've had quite too much to drink.
Oh, don't step on him, everyone! Stand back!
What's wrong with him? Shouldn't we have the doctor examine him?
Heaven, man, do you want to kill him?
I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you. I know I got you.
Do you want to sit down?
No, never. Well, I can go on like this for...
Are you all right?
Yeah, fine. You just need to go a place where my head isn't upside down. And then more goose, more pork, and more toast. Oh, charge it to me. Ivan Alexandrovich Leskov. Oh, that's a nice one. Oh, that should go.
Come in quietly. You sound like a herd of moose attacking a lumberyard.
Sir, our training is to make loud noises so as to intimidate the perpetrator and give him ample time to escape.
Well, forget your training. The rules are changing as we speak. I want an officer posted at every road going in and out of town. No one is to leave or enter without my permission. Am I understood?
Yes, sir. No one is to get in or out of town without your say-so, or unless they pay us.
What is the matter with you?
I'm sorry, sir. It is hard to get used to the new rules.
No one is to get in or out of town without my say-so. The same goes for this house. Any merchants or busybodies who want to come up the steps to present a petition, kick them back down the steps.
What kind of a kick?
Sometimes they just present it to you on a silver platter.
Oh! Thank you, sir. I will demonstrate for the men later.
Any news on Hugomitsen?
Still drunk.
A fixed star in a storm-tossed world. Now go, and quietly.
Is he up and about yet? Grusha made him some fried smelt.
No, he's been out cold for about 12 hours.
Well, the poor man deserves a rest. After all, he writes poetry, he throws parties, he runs the nation and kisses the Tsar.
You don't think some of that is exaggerated by being,
drunk? In vino veritas. And even if half of it was vino, the veritas was still very impressive.
I didn't like that temper of his, though. The way that he berated those faceless masses. Oh, it gave me shivers.
I knew there was something wild about him, the way he kept it looking at me.
he wasn't looking at you, he was looking at me.
Now, why would he be looking at you?
I'm sure he was looking at both of you.
Master's still out cold?
He must like his beauty sleep.
Oh yeah, it's a wonder he's ever awake. Fish.
Would you like some? We were just having some breakfast. Why don't you ballroom at his palace where he entertains aristocrats from his literary and political circles.
Well, how should I respond? Since I don't know about the exact fabrications of my master, I must be wary, tread lightly, cautious in how I answer, lest it do my master harm. Yes, they come all the time. He is the most powerful man in Russia.
I knew it. I bet he's intimate with kings and queens.
Kings, queens, jacks, aces.
All your master easy to work for.
He's a true man of the people. Just yesterday, he said to me, Osip, you're my only friend.
That's depressing, but nice.
Yes, Osip, he said, you're my only friend, even though you're a servant who seldom bathes and eats his own teeth. And if I ever hear that anyone has treated my only friend like he's not as good as them, oh, ho, ho, ho.
How would one treat your master's only friend in a way that makes them think that they're as good as one, if not better?
Money.
Oh.
More money. More money. Ooh! That's his snore. I better see if he's alright. Last time I didn't turn him over, he sucked up the mattress.
Oh, Mashenka, I think it's time you and I had that mother-daughter talk we keep putting off.
You're going to tell her about the birds and the bees now? That's like handing ammunition to a sniper.
Oh, thank God he's not come down yet.
Yes, gives us a moment to collect our thoughts.
I don't know why you're all so afraid of him.
Don't you remember what he was like yesterday?
Like the Inquisition, but strict.
It's very simple, gentlemen. If we want him to go easy on us, all we have to do is provide a little incentive.
Are we discussing bribes again? Because I'm not used to this sudden embrace of euphemism.
We have to be able to claim innocence if questioned. We can't be overt about it.
Yes, we must firmly embrace ambiguity.
Well, we could say we're raising funds for a memorial and that he could hold on to the funds until we know what the memorial should be about.
Or we can say we received an envelope full of money with his name on it and no return address.
If there was his name on the envelope, how did we know there is money inside?
I opened it. What? Why does everyone look at me like there's a problem here?
Well, the one thing we can't do is bribe him in mass.
So who should approach him first?
What about the principal?
Me? I can't. If he's got anything like tenure, I'll start to whimper. Besides, I got some very nerve-making news. One of the teachers got loose and is roaming the countryside. And if we don't catch him by nightfall, we'll have to light torches. And we'll chase him to a windmill.
Well, why can't one of you two do it? You're experts in science.
The language barrier makes it too dangerous. But I have told the good doctor 3 phrases to say it nicely. For example, if the inspector asks about the children he saw in the hospital yesterday.
Children spots all gone. Kids up and about.
And when he asks about the recurrence of the disease.
It don't have chance.
And when we are ready to go, I will say we have to tend to an expectant mother at the Raspakowski stairway.
The cow is going to have baby.
It's him!
We're in the closet. I'm having memories of my childhood. Mom wasn't one at a time, and he won't know the difference.
Well, hurry! The postman says pressing against you for me.
That's not my knee.
Story.
Oh, what a good night's rest. You know, this isn't a bad town at all. It's nice to know there are still places in this world where you can go and people will give you whatever you want just because they like you. I wish I could get a few minutes alone with that mayor's daughter. She has that sullen come sultry, I don't care if you live or die attitude that says, I want you, but I can't be bothered to move any of my facial muscles. I bet I could get a date with her. That mother too, although I think she could hurt me.
Pardon for intruding, Iapkin Tapkin, judge of the court.
Oh, of course. You were here last night when I was...
A bit under the weather!
Yes, I'm afraid I have a low tolerance for mixing beer, wine, vodka, and garbage.
This is harder than I thought. It's one thing to be bribed, but to bribe is a complete version of thinking.
I haven't a clue why he's come, but I'll pretend to be interested. So, how long have you been judge, since you were little?
It's been about 20 years since my first election.
Oh, and re-elected ever since?
We stopped having elections after the first one.
I see.
This is agony. I must find a way to slip him the money without calling notice. But, oh, look!
What? Oh, look! It appears to be some rubles. And it's wet, like it was inside the paw of a sweating yeti. And it fits. Come now, tell me the truth. Is the money yours?
Yes!
I knew it.
I'm done for!
You know, it's a funny thing, but I find myself a bit short of cash. You wouldn't want to happen to lend me some of it, would you?
What?
You'll get it back.
I don't want it back, keep it! In fact, make it 300!
Thank you so much.
Don't mention it! Do you have any special instructions for me regarding the court?
I suppose I'd repaint the walls where the wood got scorched, but otherwise no.
Then I take my leave. That was easy! I want to bribe someone again!
Oh, more new friends. Don't tell me. You run the hospital for little people and you take care of that school for athletes.
And this, of course, is our good doctor, our chief of surgery.
And how are our tiny spotted tots today?
Children's spots all gone. Kids up and about.
Wonderful work, doctor. But something dawned on me. All of your patients are children. What happens to the grown-up population if it gets sick?
It don't have chance.
The good doctor chokes, employing that modern humor that characterizes the caring profession.
The doctor's gotta come quick. The innkeeper's wife is in labor.
The cow is going to have baby.
Well, I suppose he knows his patients better than I. Say, you both wouldn't happen to have any money that you could maybe lend to me?
Well, what a coincidence. I happen to have 300 rubles I was going to use to buy chloroform and medical supplies for winter, but just let's cross our fingers and hope for the best.
And my 300 rubles were to buy new books for the school board meeting, but they can burn old ones just as easily.
Friends, you and your institutions have been very kind. If I ever have a child who's hospitalized for a school sports injury, I hope it's in this town.
Oh, we haven't met yet. I'm Shepkin, the postmaster. Now I know you chatted with my dear colleagues, the hospital director and her little friend. And my dear associate, the principal. Though I must tell you, he's growing revolutionaries in that school of his. They could read their...
Yes, yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt, but you wouldn't happen to have 300 rubles that you could lend me?
Oh, silly me. Why, look, a letter, and it's for you. It feels thick, and it contains a neatly bound and non-sequential serial numbers.
You know, I think you and I should keep in touch. Give me your address and I'll write you a letter.
Oh, write anyone a letter and put P.S. in it. I'll get it.
Hello, it's us.
Oh my, you both have them now. I can't tell you apart again.
Oh, that's easy. I'm Pyotr Ivanovich.
And I'm Pyotr
Yeah,
Ivanovich.
that's great. Got any money?
Well,
It's 300 for the each of you or 600 for both.
I have about 160.
25 here.
Well, look at that lining. Sometimes coins get caught in the...
Oh, yes, you get a key card and it tears you.
Now, Excellency, I'd like to ask your assistance in a delicate matter. My son, my pride and joy, was conceived in love but born out of wedlock. My wife and I corrected our error and married shortly after, of course. But legally, the little fellow doesn't have my name. I would be ever grateful if you could see your way to grant him the particulars of his birth some special dispensation. He's so talented, he can whittle anything from a block of wood, unless it's larger than the block.
Well, if there's anything I can...
Thank you, Excellency, and blessings on you.
I too have a small request. When you return to the capital and you're at one of your soirees with Master Pushkin or the Tsar, could you, if you think it's proper, if it crosses your mind, could you say, you know, I was in such and such a town not long ago, and in that town there lives a man named Pyotr Ivanovich Bobchinsky.
And?
That's it.
Just say your name.
Out loud, in the capital, doesn't have to be the whole name, it doesn't even have to be in your home. It could be in the dark alley, late at night, when no one's around to listen. Here, I've written down in case you forgot how to say it. Don't waste it! Wait until the time is right. Thanks, Excellency, and blessings.
Thanks and blessings, and forgive us for our existence.
They think I'm someone else. What did I tell them last night? Oh, that wine. I must have told them I was some official bigwig. Well, it's a good thing I've been taking notes this trip. Could make a nice little story to tell Try-Pitchkin for that column he writes in the newspaper. Better write this down while it's still fresh.
What are you doing?
Writing down my thoughts.
That shouldn't take long.
Why have you brought the bags?
The coach leaves in 20 minutes. We're going to Saratov.
Oh, no. I like it here. People smile at me and give me things.
And when they find out you're not who they think you are?
And why would they find out?
Because they're not as stupid as they look.
Meaning?
Meaning they're stupid, but not as stupid as they look.
Well, I've got it down to a science now. I reduced the time it took me to get their money from 2 minutes to 26 seconds. I could teach.
Master.
Oh, one more night.
Sorry, Excellency. Some rabble are trying to see you.
Rabble, eh? More material for Try-Pitchkin. Bring them forth.
But the mayor ordered me to keep them out.
And I order you to let them in.
I cannot help my inner nature. All right. All of you come in and start complaining at once.
I have so many issues with
Excellency, I am Abdulin, spokesperson for the merchants of the town. We have come to petition you about the mayor.
Mayor, what's he done to you?
Oh, what hasn't he? Everything to him is his. Can be food, can be wine, can be little, tiny things so small, no one even knows what they are because they're so small. Still, he takes them and never pays.
Plus, he makes us deliver.
If you even hesitate to give him what he demands, he'll close you down, impound your goods, and billet the local soldiers in your house. Why, last winter, my husband and children slept on the cold floor, while some fat sergeant snored away in my bed with his boots on.
Oh, where did you sleep?
In my bed next to the sergeant. But that's not why I'm complaining.
Well, what about you women?
Excellency, I was first.
No, you weren't.
My life is worse than yours.
I have a
Enough.
Excellency, I am the locksmith's wife, complaining on behalf of my husband, the locksmith.
Why doesn't the locksmith complain for himself?
He's gone to the front. The mayor drafted him into the army when it wasn't his turn.
Well, you can't draft a married man unless there are extenuating circumstances.
The mayor says your husband is old. He's no use to you anymore. I say he wasn't any use to me when he was young. Still, I was used to him. I curse the mayor. May his nose get bigger and redder and fuller and puffier with the puffy redness that marks him as the puffy red person he fully is.
And you?
I'm the corporal's widow.
The one who flogs herself. Oh well.
It was market day, so I was standing near the butcher's stall when one of the women smells her meat and yells, "This meat's rotten." The butcher calls for the constables. She runs off. I'm the only one standing there, so they grab me and start to flog. They knew I was the one who complained about the meat, but the mayor said if people knew how competent the police are, they'd never be afraid of them. To be flogged is my civic duty.
Oh, these are the kinds of things that could get a man sent to Siberia.
Yes! The rack, the boot, the torture chamber, the scaffold. He's going to send the mayor to Siberia!
No, I didn't actually
You have
say.
the mayor dead and tortured.
Oh, bless you, Excellency.
I hereby remove any and all curses I have made on you.
Here, take our thanks. Gifts of cash and merchandise.
And now another request. See,
I haven't asked you.
my
I
want to stay an extra day?
If I have to, I'll walk to Saratov. Here, mail this to Tripitchkin the journalist at the earliest possible convenience.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry, I hope my servant didn't startle you. Are you on your way somewhere or just passing through?
I live here.
Ah, yes. You know, whenever I'm around you, I sense a splash of excitement, a splish of expectation, and a teaspoon of fear and trembling, but tremble not. I may just have the key to quell your qualms.
Trust me, you don't have my phone key.
Oh, come. Tell me you like me a little.
Let me put it this way. If you didn't exist, I wouldn't make you up.
But there must be something I can say, something I can do.
Last night, you said you were a poet?
Among my many other talents, yes.
Yes. Well, I'd like you to compose a poem about me now, off the top of your head.
Oh, sort of a stream of thing. Well, give it a shot. You know, I wrote something about you a little earlier. I think I'll base it off that. Oh.
And it has to rhyme.
Oh.
With my name, Maria Antonovna Skovnik-Dumakanovsky.
Oh, Maria. Oh, have you met Maria? If you have not, I'll bet you are sorry you haven't. Oh. I do not mean to hurry ya, but I think that there is nary a woman quite so fair as Maria. Not Natasha or Masha or Varia, just Maria, my Maria. Oh, I wish I knew an aria from an opera aria. A leper is a paria.
Pariah.
I sigh for Maya, Mariah, Mario, Maria. Oh, have you met Maria? Maria, the mayor's daughter. When she reads Eugene Onegin, she will really have you begging. Maria, oh Maria, I pray that I can carry you over the threshold of love, where I sparkle bright as a glittering star. She'll turn any hand from the seraph to a czar. For you I would even give up my cigar. For I love you, darling Maria. If I had my mother like her, I'd show you how much I like you. For I love you, darling Maria. What do I get if I rhyme Skovnik-Dumakanovsky?
Oh, I love you. I've loved you since that moment last night. You turned red, then white, then green. Say you love me too.
I love you. I love everything about you. I love that sash around your waist. I'd like to be that sash. To hug and to hold you, and if you lost weight and I slipped a few inches, well, that's what a sash is for, isn't it?
Oh, my darling. Oh, I think Mama's back there. As soon as you can, yes, get out of here. I'll meet you down the lane at the fountain, near the church, behind the chapel wall.
Down the lane, at the fountain, near the church behind the chapel wall.
Yes, and from there we'll make our escape.
What is the meaning of this?
We're engaged.
What?
Engaged. He loves me, Mama. He said he wants me to go with him to Petersburg, and it's all very sudden. But this is what you've said you've always wanted for me, and surely you mean what you always say, Mama.
Daughter, please remove yourself to the parlor while I chat with your inamorateur.
Au revoir, mon Jean.
Sit. So, alone at last.
Well, not really. I'm here.
You master of the logic. What a rare experience it is to banter so amusingly with someone of such wit and intellectuality after being out here for so long.
Out here so long.
You didn't think I was from this backwater, did you? Oh no, I'm from a different world. My ringing. We had a book, and my mother whistled. Not that I haven't tried to make a home here, to find fellow like-minded thinkers with a cultivated bent.
What?
That's Anton. Pretend you're going through with the marriage to Maria, but say you have business in another town and must leave at once. And then, when you drive off, meet me below the big oak tree at the bend in the road behind the inn.
Below the big oak tree at the bend in the road behind the inn.
Yes, and this will take us to St. Petersburg and beyond. It's where Anton keeps his bribes. He thinks I don't know.
Where is everyone?
I'm ready.
Whatever I say, follow along.
I will, my love.
Whatever I say, follow along.
I will, my love.
Oh! There you are, Your Excellency. I know that people have been barging in and out of here all day long with whatever they have said about me and my administration. It's all lies! They're all venal malcontents who can't get up in the morning without trying to tear down the successful and, well, good-looking.
I couldn't agree more.
The talk of the town is that I would be sentenced to immediate execution, followed by hard labor in Siberia with no chance of parole.
A mere ruse, my friend, a mere ruse. You have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear, that is, unless you dread the notion of me marrying your daughter.
What?
Marriage, sir. I ask for Maria's hand in wedded bliss.
Have you ever actually talked to Maria?
We have talked long and learned what lies below. And in 2 weeks at the altar in St. Petersburg, she'll be standing next to me, right as the posts are made by the Tsar himself. Governor General, father-in-law to be.
Oh, the secret instructions! I knew it! You came to make me Governor General. Governor General Anton Antonovich Skovnik Dumakanovsky!
Yes, but naturally this must be kept under wraps. We wouldn't want to offend any of the less fortunate mayors.
Oh, yes, of course. Hush, hush.
The coach leaves in 2 minutes, Master.
Oh, Your Excellency is leaving?
Business of the utmost importance and secrecy. But I come back in 2 days' time to claim my bride.
Oh, well, you won't take that awful public coach. Here, take our troika.
Horses, too?
All 6. Just return the day after tomorrow.
Maria, Mama, Mayor, my family. I must go now, but know this, that although I may be leaving you, I shall think of the next time we meet every moment of my journey, including that park past the inn where the big old fountain rounds the laying bend behind the chapel wall. And, sir, on that day we gather to make public your new and exalted position. Remember well the reason you were chosen, that it was because your leadership and this town seems to represent what our country is all about at this point in our history. Goodbye.
Oh, I will miss you, and I will await your return. And whenever you do short again, I will be waiting
very soon.
My wife and my daughter and whatever else that I can muster up from the rabble and peasantry. Oh, Grusha! Guess what? I am to be made Governor General of the entire district. It's supposed to be kept on the down low, so spread it around.
He said it was to be kept under wraps.
What's the point of having something you can rub in people's faces if you don't do a bit of rubbing? Oh, Governor General Anton Antonovich Skobznik Dumakanovsky, wife of the Governor General. Speak, thank you. Oh, daughter of the Governor General. Your turn. Father-in-law of the Tsar's imperial inspector, and papa of the wife of whom thereof. Oh! Hooray for the mayor! Hooray for the mayor! The rest of you are still down here, and I'm going up in the world. Dance, woman!
Well, congratulations are in order.
You heard.
We were the first.
Use of sacramentous and spreads fast.
Who happened to obey them?
Thank you.
Fat son of B.
What?
Nothing! I'm repeating everything I say now.
Well.
We just heard. How did he propose?
On his knees, hands clasped, eyes pleading. You should have seen his face.
Don't mind that. Maria's father, me, is to be made Governor General of the entire province.
Good sir, mayor!
Oh, people, townsfolk, friends. Now I know you have come here to congratulate me, my daughter, and my wife on our good fortune, and the right and proper thing to do would be to stand here and to thank you and to tell you that it is not I who deserves this honor, but you, the wonderful town that made it all possible. But I'm not that kind of person. I know that each and every one of you cheese-eating, mouth-breathing bastards have had it in for me ever since my new son-in-law came into town. And I just want you to know, to think, and to stew that I will be in Petersburg kissing the Tsar. I will be thinking about how I can have each and every one of you, sniveling little rats, jailed and sent off to Siberia until there is not a trace of you left in the muck and the rubble!
Well, that sounds a little bit vengeful.
That is the first intelligent thing I've heard you say in 40 years. I've had the unfortunate pleasure of knowing you for 40 years.
Well, now you listen to here.
Beg! Plead! Grovel! You wanted me on the noose, on the rack, in Siberia! Well, the shoe is on the other hand now. You put your money on the wrong horse this day, my friends.
Everyone, I have grave news. The government inspector for whom we thought it all.
What? Repeat that.
The visitor, the fellow from the city, he's a fake.
What do you mean?
He's no inspector or an important government person.
Why? Because he finds me attractive.
I opened his letter.
You opened the mail to somebody important.
But that's what I'm saying. He's not important. He's a nobody. I was heading back to the post office not 10 minutes ago when that servant of his was running on his way to the inn, and he shouts, "Hey, mailman! I was gonna send this from Saratov, but see if you can get it to the last bank to Petersburg." And he tossed me this letter without even a stamp. It was only on the first paragraph, but it says the message. "My dear Tripitchkin, you recall when we last traded letters. I have just been fired from my position as the clerk to the assistant associate undersecretary in the Department of Bureau. I've been drinking and staying at this pigsty of an inn when a cavalry captain cleared me out of my last few kopecks. I was penniless, bereft, near the point of suicide. He really makes you feel like you're right there with him. When what happens by a miracle, a mayor who shall be nameless will whom I will call Mayor Idiot."
He didn't write that.
He did.
He didn't write that. He wrote something else.
No, it says it right here. I-D-I...
No, your eyes are bad. He wrote Mayor Idle or Itchkin.
Nobody calls you Mayor Itchkin. Trust me, everyone. I read the mail for a living. It says idiot.
I am
Mayor Idiot, who fell over himself giving me money. Growling, scrapping, gobbling like an old doorman.
Hey! That's a private joke. My mayor's uniform. He and I joshed that on anyone else it would look just like
an old doorman, which he looked like even without the uniform. But then I guess he couldn't afford a Mayor the Clown costume. After him, the whole town took in bribing me, feeding me, making me drink local wine, which is apparently derived from straining garbage through a dead man's liver. It's hard to know which is worst about the post...
Post what?
Oh, the post-war period has been a difficult time for us all. No!
But the postmaster may win for the most prevalent, while being at the same time the least fragrant. She opens everybody's mail and thinks she's some sort of power broker. But mostly she just reminds me of an old gossip woman with no friends and a bad smell. She can't tell it's coming from her. As for the hospital, the rest is really local colors.
Oh, no, you don't.
No.
As for the hospital director, the only mystery about the vile, greasy, pockmarked rodent is why she drags along this incomprehensible physician around with her wherever she goes. All I can assume is that the two are bound together by some horrible secret.
Ah,
What is Batu?
And then we have the school principal, who's so stupid he wouldn't know I was making fun of him, even if I was reading this letter out loud. Remember Hebekoski, the headmaster who hid under his desk and ate paste and screamed in the fear at the sight of chalk? To this town's principal, Hebekoski would be a god. Wait, is he talking about me? Give me that! Let's see here. Nothing about the judge!
Oh, no you don't.
Oh no.
Let me see. Oh, page 3.
Oh no.
How repulsive is the judge? A pompous bag so frightened of being found out that his own floppy sweat almost melted 200 rubles.
Who's wearing my heavy robes?
And the sweaty hypocrite for a man who begs his gavel and every available rump from town to farm.
Farm? Which farm?
Give me that! That is evidence!
You grab it!
Still, they liked me a lot, so it's hard to hold their ugliness, stupidity, greed, cowardice, corruption, and sheer unpleasantness against them. And now I must go try Pitchkin.
A narrow escape!
P.S. The mayor's wife thinks she can speak French, but in fact she's only speaking garbage.
On Pip!
Well, frankly, I'm hurt.
How come he left us out?
I'm dying. Blood is running over my eyes, obscuring everything. I see pig snouts instead of faces. The last image of my life will be of pigs having a nosebleed. Oh, I want him back. Bring him back. Head him off.
He was giving the fastest horses with the pass through every roadblock, sir. All the Pukovetans in the world could not catch him now.
how could we be so confused?
Were we really so naive and unintelligent? Well, I knew he was a fake the moment I saw him.
How?
His servant told me.
He did?
I've been in politics for 30 years, and not once has anybody ever gotten the upper hand on me. Not a shopkeep, not a bureaucrat, not even an Italian. Am I dead? Is this hell? Yes. Hell is knowing what people thought of you when you thought they thought you well off.
Is my engagement off?
And my daughter's an idiot. Makes sense, considering she is the daughter of Mayor Idiot. But she's also her mother's child, so she's not all idiot, just half idiot and half French.
Now, don't say anything you'll regret.
I regret everything I've ever said and done. But wait, there's a bright side to all of this. We're going to be in the newspapers. Our names will be read on every rag and street in Petersburg.
Do you think our names will be read out loud?
Why? We'll be famous. People use phrases we've invented like, look at that idiot. He's a real Mayor Idiot sort of idiot. And put down that letter, you postmaster, you. Oh, how they'll laugh. Centuries from now, they'll still be laughing at us. Stupid provincial nobodies whom the gods destroy, they first make fun of. But those who laugh the most will be laughing at themselves. Oh! Who shall pay for this?
Yes, who can we blame?
You can't just blame someone.
Of course you can! That's what people are for!
Well, who started it in the first place?
It was those two!
Yeah, the fat boy and his fat friend.
No, we just heard there was an inspector and...
And when we saw him at the inn, we naturally assumed.
And when you assume, you make an ass out of you and you.
Yes! It always begins with the chubby ones, always waddling about, driving off your little spurts and bubbles.
You're nosy!
Moronic!
And there are two of you! And you're identical! And you're not even related!
Kill them and use their fat for the winter. Get them like a frog.
The Inspector General, authorized by the Imperial Government, requests your immediate presence at his quarters at the inn.
The government inspector? He's arrived?
Why no, sir. He's been here incognito for 3 months.
3 months?
Your government, ladies and gentlemen, sends its regards. To the Tsar!
I have one
Yes,
question,
ma'am.
and it's directed to the wife. Her inspiration for the laugh.
There are a lot of awkward pauses that needed to be filled.
But you have to source that laugh somewhere.
It's just me. I don't know.
It wasn't there a few weeks ago. It really started to evolve. We
Okay,
talked
so
about it. We talked
work
about
through.
it. Oh, yes.
All right.
All of them. I saw a lot of things happening each night. Even your little walk tonight. I noticed it more than you had before the look at things going. Yes. All these characters really developed and grew. They were not there 4 or 5 weeks ago when we started this. Yes. I saw lots of cool things happening. Other questions or comments? Or good job on the set. The set looked nice. The costumes are very nice, folks. We created you guys created the flavor of this play. Very nice. Good. Yeah. I know it's hot in here. I'm sorry. I have no control over the air conditioning, so I'll let you just chat and have some fun with it. But thanks so much for coming. It was really good fun.